Welcome to week 5 of On Top the Cage. As always, to my left, Dan. I'm Ken. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. Warm out here.
It feels, for October the 6th, it is, 80 degrees out probably right now?
I think the high was 82 today. It doesn't feel like October. We turned the page a week ago, and it certainly doesn't feel that way. So
yeah, the AC's still running at home.
Yeah, here for sure. We even have a window unit. My wife does not do hot at all.
Yeah.
We have central air, obviously, but we also have a window unit, and I've been trying to take it away from her, and she won't let me. Like, it'll be probably November before I'm able to pull that out. So, so unseasonably warm here. But last weekend, I've been belaboring not getting our pumpkins and straw bale and corn
You
sauce.
got everything now.
We do. We have it all over here largely, and there's some in the front and things like that. So we were able to accomplish that. You might notice my hat, my attire. I never wear red. I am a St. Louis Cardinal baseball fan. I'm sure some of you are probably like going, what? That means a huge Chicago Bears fan. I grew up in Illinois. You know when I say I grew up in Illinois, you know what everybody says? I love Chicago. I grew up in a town as different from Chicago as it possibly could be.
Yeah, you were in the sticks.
I was. I'm sure the population sign still says 1,600. It was there when I was there. Grew up in the 70s and 80s. I'm almost positive it still says the same. One stoplight town. If I'm not mistaken, 8 bars though.
Eight bar. That's good.
Last time I counted, which I probably haven't been there in close to a decade, after my parents passed away, and we sold the farm. We lived on a big farm and things like that. But why I'm a Cardinal fan? Largely my father, my dad. But down there, it's like 3 hours directly south of Chicago, and like 2 hours directly east of St. Louis. I mean, wild divide between the Cubs and the Cardinals. My father was a Cardinal fan. I'm not sure why. He liked Bud Light. Maybe it was
there you go.
Maybe it was that. No White Sox fans. I don't know. Sorry about that, Robert Jones. I know he's a White Sox fan. I think their team opens up on Friday. But we're shooting this. What time is it? It's 7:53. I think the first pitch is 8:10. I'm looking forward to it. The Cardinals made a big run at the end to get in that final wild card spot. So looking forward to that. How's your youth football team doing?
Made the playoffs, baby.
Yeah?
We're in. Yep.
They're in.
Final 4.
All
we
right.
get to play the number 1 team, and it happens to be another team from our local community.
Yeah?
Yeah, so.
Are you the 4 seed, I guess, if you will?
Yeah, if you look at the records, we would be the 4 seed.
What's the line on that game?
Us by 6.
Dan's putting his team -6.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, we're taking this.
Both teams at home.
Both teams are at home. We just happen to stand on the visitor sideline, which is fine with me. I don't care.
That's funny. All right. Last weekend, I know you were watching. Well, I know you had something going on. You tried to catch the Browns game as much as possible, but we had the ideal, if you ask me, broadcast crew for the Bears.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm not sure how Bears-Lions draws Gus Johnson.
Yeah,
as the
that's
main
crazy.
And his color guy was Aqib Talib, who brings like this awesome amount of street to the broadcast. My kids, I don't think had ever heard Aqib Talib do color before. I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
We had Kevin Harlan, and I love Kevin Harlan. Especially on the radio, Kevin Harlan's awesome. So
he's a good voice as well. So we got both good draws in regards to the broadcast.
And that dude works nonstop. I don't know how he keeps his stuff straight, because he was on the radio last night Monday night doing the Monday night game for Westwood 1.
Doesn't allow much for a family life or a wife life. Urban Meyer doesn't need a wife life. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Grief.
We'll get to that when
Go
Jack's
for 2,
on the
baby.
When Jack. Oh, dude. That's weird. That was not part of the show. That was not part of the show. It wasn't supposed to be part of the show.
It's going to be when we rail on frickin' Jacksonville.
I suppose. A lot of news out of the National Football League. Midweek stuff.
Insane stuff.
I mean, Jalen Smith got released. He's only 26. Former Pro Bowl player and things like that. I'm sure he'll have suitors. Dan and I were texting about last night. And then Stephon Gilmore, they couldn't
they
figure that
ended
out.
up trading him to Carolina. Carolina, jeez.
For a 6th-round pick, I think that's a pretty good score. And we travel to Hilton Head regularly during the summers. He's from Rock Island, South Carolina. I think it's called Rock Island. I mean, it's right outside of Charlotte. It's like the town south of Charlotte. So a homecoming for him. So that makes a lot of sense, I guess, both ways in regards to that stuff. So that's it. Let's do the beer review. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, let's go.
It comes from the Ignite Brewing Company, which is in Barberton, Ohio. Famous people from Barberton, that little town.
Bo Schembechler.
Is there another one? I feel like there's another person that's famous from there in regards to Barberton. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. It is called 543. It is an ode to the Major League Baseball playoffs starting. They started last night. The Red Sox knocked out the Yankees in that one game. The Cardinals played the Dodgers. Dan's into it. I'm showing it. 543. Is that third to second?
I don't know that shit.
Hold on. 1-2 is pitcher catcher.
Is it a double
Three's
play?
First. Yeah, it's a double play.
Okay.
5-4-3. It's either short to second to first or third. But I think I'm almost positive it's third. It goes 1-2 pitcher. First base is 3. Second base is 4. But I think they screwed up. They don't go like the opposite way. I think 5 is third base and 6 is short. I didn't open mine. Probably have to use my teeth because I have bad fingers. What do you think of it?
It's good. 9% alcohol, though. Not going to be
Good stuff.
too many of these back.
I'll be ready for the
Yeah.
8-10 pitch. I know that shit is slow. Baseball's slow. I never watch baseball except for the playoffs. I mean, one and done stuff's fun though. So certainly looking forward to watching that after Dan and I's show is over with. So all right, first game on the board, Thursday Night Football. The Los Angeles used to be get clunkers on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
Not this week.
It's a good one.
The Los Angeles
Going up against the U.S. men's soccer too.
Oh, that's right. The men's national team World Cup qualifying resumes tomorrow at 7:30. They play in Austin against Jamaica. They also play Sunday. Dan and I were talking about before we went on set here about how it gets no pub ever on any website, no, ESPN or CBS Sports, nothing like that. I like watching the men's national team. Obviously, Dan's a huge soccer guy, so
they're more interested in covering preseason NBA BS.
We will welcome back the NBA and the NHL next weekend. I think they both start, or next show.
I won't welcome back the NBA.
We'll have something to say about Kyrie and his theories on life and his lack of vaccination. And
That
all
dude's weirder than Aaron Rodgers.
Nice. I like the Aaron Rodgers dig. It wasn't even me this time. All right, Thursday Night Football. The Los Angeles Rams, they're 3-1. They go out and play division foe Seattle. Seattle's 2-2. The line has been installed at the Rams -2. Rams are coming off that loss to Arizona. I mean, I actually, Rams are my Super Bowl pick. I picked Arizona in that game. Oh, shit. We didn't talk about last week. We got to talk about last week before we even do this stuff. Last week, Dan went 8-8. He middled completely. I went 7-9. For the year, Dan's still fighting uphill. He's 25, 38-1.
Coming back, baby.
I'm 30, 33-1. It's kind of at the quarter pole. I would say the quarter pole, even though we got this extra game. So there's 17 games instead of 16. We're there. So, and last week, what else we forgot? We forgot to do the elephant picks last week. Probably, well, maybe not a good thing, but I mean, we did fine. But we'll certainly make sure we do that this week. Getting back to the game. A little bit of a rough start here on the show. I'm not organized, apparently. I had a few drinks before we started. Looking forward to this Cardinal game. But anyway.
Yeah, you're distracted by the Cardinals.
I am distracted a little bit. But the Rams, they lost at home to Arizona. Arizona put on a show last week against them. I mean, they couldn't stop them.
They look good. I don't know what happened to that Rams defense because I was impressed by them.
This is the second week that that NFC, very good NFC West plays each other.
Yeah.
So Rams, Seattle. Seattle comes off a win in San Francisco. Another great win on it. Both these teams went on the road and won last week. Rams -2, over-unders 54. Seattle defense still stinks, but
I agree with that.
I mean, I guess they played a little bit better last week. You like the Rams -2?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the road team on this one.
So I think they're a better overall team. I think they bounce back. In regards to this, they were my Super Bowl pick. It has nothing to do with why I'm picking them, but the line's short enough for me. Dan and I are both in agreement. We're on the Rams -2. Dan, you better go to Mass on Saturday instead of Sunday morning because...
Oh, yeah, we get an early morning. Yeah, that's right.
Everybody's tuning in this game. London, Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Don't want to miss it. It's the Jets in Atlanta.
I could probably watch it at 9:30 and go to 11 o'clock Mass and be fine.
Atlanta is a 3-point favorite in this game, field goal favorite in this game. The Jets are 1-3. They got their first win last week. Atlanta's 1-3. Jets shockingly beat Tennessee last week.
Shockingly.
I mean,
I was shocked.
I mean, there's a few Jekyll and Hyde teams in the National Football League right now. Tennessee's certainly one of them.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee's.
The other one's New Orleans, and we'll talk about that. But, I mean, you don't know what you're going to get week to week from Tennessee. Well, I know they were down playmakers. They were down Julio. They were down A.J. Brown. But Come on, it's
I
the
don't consider
fucking
Julio
Jets,
a playmaker
man.
anymore. I mean, he's a solid player, but
I certainly expected them to have somewhat control of that game and just grind it out with Derrick Henry. It didn't happen.
yeah, no, it didn't happen at all.
Atlanta lost a really back and forth game at home to the Washington football team. Like I said, they're 1-3. Atlanta's a 3-point favorite. I'm going to take the lead on this game. I'm going to take Atlanta minus the 3 points. I think they win this game. I don't know. Hopefully it's by a field goal or more.
Taking the Falcons with Teddy.
Teddy, we got your back. Knucklehead Teddy. We got Knucklehead Teddy's back. All right. Next game up to Sunday, 1 o'clock slate starts with Detroit playing Minnesota. NFC North matchup. Detroit is 0-4. Minnesota's 1-3. Minnesota is a 7.5-point favorite. Watch the hook in this game. Detroit comes off a loss in Chicago. I watched that entire game. They play hard. They do. They play hard. They play for 4 quarters. They had mucho turnovers. Not only in the red zone, like inside the 10-yard line. I think they were inside the 10-yard line 3 times and came away with 0 points.
Yeah, Detroit actually looks like a football team that just hasn't won a game.
They don't know how to win yet.
Yeah, I mean, they impressed me because I thought they were going to be worse. I think Goff has fit in there well.
I think Campbell has that team on the right track.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, it's unfortunate they haven't found a way. They've been in these games at the end, not so much in Chicago. They end up losing that game, I think, 24-14. Minnesota, like I said, 7.5-point favorites here. They lost at home to Cleveland in a very low-scoring football game. I want to say the final was 14-7.
Yeah. And it was crazy how we got there.
Well, Minnesota goes right down the field. Opening drive.
Right down the field.
Didn't score again.
Nope.
Didn't score again.
I don't think got in the red zone again.
Like, I mean, and we'll talk about Cleveland, and I'm going to talk about their defense when they come up on this board. They're 7.5-point favorites. They're going to cover this number against the Fighting Dan Campbell?
Big.
You think it's too big?
I think it's too big. I'm worried about Dalvin Cook. He played against the Browns, but was not effective at all. I mean, I don't even know if he had 50 yards.
I like their backup. Madison is a pretty good player as well. I struggle with this, and I don't think about this. I wait till Dan and I banter back and forth and make decisions. I'm going to give it. I'm going to give the points at minus 7.5. I like the Minnesota team. I feel like they should have a much better record than 1-3. They've been tough luck losers a few times this week. Obviously, they lost at home after coming out of the gates hot and then just couldn't do anything against Cleveland. All right, Dan, our odds. That's the first game we are at odds on. The next game on the board.
Wait, you took Minnesota. I'm on Detroit, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
First 2 games we had together.
Yeah.
All right, next game on the board, the 2-2 New Orleans Saints. They go to travel to play the Washington football team. They have the identical record of 2-2. New Orleans comes off that loss at home, their first home game, back in the Superdome because of, was it Ida? Hurricane Ida? Was it Ida? I forget the names. What the hell's with this team?
Hurricane Ken.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure them out. But, this is something, because this game's first. The officiating blows.
I had some issues with officiating last week, too.
In this, what's his name? 7. What team? The quarterback for New Orleans.
Jameis. Jameis is 2.
Not Jameis.
The other kid that runs the ball.
Yeah.
The half quarterback, half fullback.
I can't think of his freaking name.
I'm losing it too, right? Taylor, no. Tyson
Hill. Had that sweet-ass run, bouncing off of people, scores a touchdown. His face mask clearly gets grabbed, and there's no flag. In the Browns-Vikings game, Kareem Hunt, clearly face mask grab. No flag. And I'm like, quit watching for taunting and throw the flag on real penalties.
There was a lot. There was a call on Monday night, a taunting call against Darren Waller, which was
that was terrible.
We'll get to, I have a big issue with officiating.
Who else railed on the officials? Bosa.
Oh, well, and then it said some bad things about Derek Carr, too, but we'll get to that maybe. I don't know. To recap, New Orleans is a 1.5-point favorite at the Washington football team. Washington comes off that back-and-forth crazy finish win in Atlanta. Washington's defense still has not shown up through week whatever.
I don't know what the hell's
They've given up
there.
30-plus points a game. I mean, here's the deal. New Orleans, great first week. Horrible second week. Great third week. They went into New England and just destroyed the Patriots, who have proven to be a pretty good football team at least.
Good defense.
And then last week, another clunker against the Giants. I mean, if you go back and forth, they're due for a good week. They're going to win this game in Washington?
I'm taking New Orleans.
I'm not. I think it's shitty. I think it's shitty New Orleans again. I'm taking the Washington football team in this game. Obviously, they're getting a point and a half. I don't really care. I think they're going to win this game. I like Heineke enough. I mean, I don't know what that defense is. That defense going to rear its head? I mean, it just can't. You just can't go. I mean, it's not like they changed coordinators. They didn't change scheme. I mean, you have an issue with the fact that
they do some
Chase Young doesn't put his hand in the ground.
Put your hand down and let him do that.
So,
he's standing up, looking around, trying to run and find the ball. No, I don't like that.
Dan's on New Orleans. I'm on Washington.
Yep.
All right, fair enough. Next game up on the board, New England goes to play Houston. New England's 1-3. Houston's the same record, 1-3. New England is a 9-point favorite in this game. New England played a very, very great football game on Sunday night with the Tom Brady return to Foxborough. I mean, they look good. Mac Jones looked great to me.
But they look good. I think the Bucs look bad. They got some issues in the secondary.
They're banged up in the secondary. Their defense hasn't played well. They're banged up.
The weather was atrocious.
It was. I mean, conducive, I suppose, to
for both teams.
To what New England does. I mean, New England had a real chance. I stayed up. It was a little bit cloudy for me. The Bears played at 1 o'clock, but damn, that game was good. It was pouring down rain. Nick Folk banged the left upright on a 56-yarder that would have probably won the game for the Patriots. So as long as they don't get behind and have to change the way they play, their running game and play action pass with Mac Jones, who seems like a precision passer to me.
Yeah, he looks
he's very
pretty
accurate.
Yeah,
I mean,
out of all the rookie quarterbacks this year, he's got to be.
He looks the best.
Yeah,
right now he does, and I can't wait to talk about my Bears and the Justin Fields regime and things like that. But that's not this game right now. Houston, they're 1-3. They got absolutely demolished by Buffalo. I mean, Davis Mills is there. When's Tyrod Taylor coming back? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Not this week.
Did they put him on IR?
That mini IR, that 3-week mini
weeks.
IR. But he's not coming back this week. I know that definitively.
So
it's
they played the
Davis
Browns
Mills
in
again.
week 2? So if he went on IR, so he's out this game. So he might be back next week.
Davis Mills and we're both like, he looked pretty good that 1 week, but I think they played Jacksonville. I mean, he probably looks fine against average to below average defenses.
Yeah,
I don't think New England is a below average defense, nor a scheming coach like Bill Belichick and his crew. I think he's going to look like shit again, but that's a big number.
That is huge.
Hey, Patriots don't score a ton. They play ball control. It's not like they light up the scoreboard. It's not like they're firing the ball. They're taking shots downfield, 50-yard shots. I mean, are you going to give it?
I'm going with Houston.
Giving the points.
Yeah.
I'm giving it. I think Davis Mills is going to look horrible again. I mean, don't get me wrong. New England's offense isn't Buffalo's, who put up a 40 burger on Houston, but
they're going to get a lead and be comfortable with where they're at and control the clock. And, I don't see it being 9.
All right, I'm going to lay it. I'm going to lay it with the Patriots and Belichick, -9. Dan's on Houston. Next game on the board, Miami, a disappointing in-laws team right now, 1-3.
Holy shit.
They go play Tampa, and this is not easy. Tampa's 3-1, obviously. Tampa's been installed as a 10-point favorite in this game, rightfully so. Over/under on this game is 48. Miami, they come off a loss at home against Indianapolis. The offense was putrid, and I know they don't have Tua. Brissett's been in the league for a long time.
I know. He looks terrible.
He didn't look great at all. I mean, I think Tua's probably back next week. I'm not positive about that. I'm sure my in-laws will let me know. I just thought they'd be better, and I don't see them, regardless if they get under this number of 10, I don't see them coming out of Tampa with a win. We just talked about Tampa winning in New England. They didn't look great. Their secondary's banged up, but, Will Fuller's out again. Jalen Waddle and this crew, and the Miami offense doesn't look explosive enough to kind of take advantage of the problems with
their defense,
especially the back part of the defense for Tampa.
Yeah.
So, are you going to give the 10 points in this game as well?
I think I am.
Me too. I don't know how not to. It's a week-to-week league, and these teams shock me, and they play like shit 1 week, and then the next week, like, damn, they're not that bad, type of thing. That's why it's so difficult, and that's why you see a lot of middling numbers on the season here. I'm giving the points again in this game. I don't know if Antonio Brown is back. I don't know if Gronk's back.
Gronk's out. No, he's got like 3 cracked ribs, a broken rib, and a deflated lung. He ain't playing for a while.
He's in Vegas for like the next 3 weeks.
But they
Party.
still have, and in that game, I was like, where the hell's O.J. Howard? That tight end from
Bama.
Yeah, I expected to see him be a player, and he hasn't showed up. This has got to be, his third year?
Is Cameron Brate still on the team?
He's still there. He had a couple catches, but nothing.
That stable of running or tight ends is unbelievable.
They have good tight ends.
Have you seen O.J. Howard? Are you sure he's active?
He's still there.
I haven't even seen him.
That's what I'm saying.
He's got to be worth something. I mean, if he's not going to play, dude, he's got to be worth something. I mean, the kid's, been in the league 3-4 years now?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
So he's 25, 26 years old or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe the trade deadline guy that gets a new start. He looks like he needs a new start. We're both on Tampa minus 10?
Yeah.
All right. Green Bay, this is a sneaky fun game to me. Green Bay goes to the jungle in Cincinnati. I'm going to call it the jungle because they're 3-1. Both these teams are 3-1. Green Bay's a 3.5-point favorite. Green Bay won against Pittsburgh. They gave up the opening touchdown against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh didn't do really anything after that. They kind of won that game going away. Cincinnati played that fun Thursday night game that we both lost against Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence looked pretty good in that game. I can't wait to talk about Urban Meyer. But Green Bay's minus 3.5 in this game. I mean, we're going to find out if the Bengals are for real here or not. I mean, because this is a true test. On defense, for sure, with that Green Bay offense coming to town led by Aaron Rodgers. What do you think?
I'm taking Green Bay on this. I think we're going to see some separation in our division here, and this is one of those games. Cincinnati, I don't think, has the horses to hang with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers.
Who dey? I do. Who dey?
I
do. I think they do. I think the Green Bay defense sucks. Jair Alexander is a tremendous cornerback, is out. I'm almost positive he's out. I think they make some plays. Shockingly, the offensive line's played well. The defense has been okay.
For Cincinnati, yeah, shockingly, they've played well.
Over-under on this game is 49. I like this game to come down the wire. And it's not that I hate Green Bay. I hate Green Bay. I say it all the time. I'm a believer in this Cincinnati football team. They played a shitty first half against Jacksonville and came out like gangbusters. I mean, they got to put 4 quarters together if they're going to find a way to not hang in this game or win this game.
That's the thing.
I mean, you can't put 2 quarters together.
You're not
out
playing
of 4.
Jacksonville this week.
You're not. I mean, it's a dangerous pick. I like the Bengals plus the 3.5. I love the hook in this game. All right, next game on the board, the Denver Broncos go out to play or go
to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh to play Pittsburgh, he says. Pittsburgh, short line. They're a 1-point favorite in this game. Denver's 3-1. Pittsburgh's 1-3. I've always been bullish on Denver. Denver got beat pretty good by the Baltimore team last week.
The Ratbirds beat him.
They did.
Bridgewater got hurt.
What do you think about that whole thing where Vic Fangio got all wound up?
Come on.
Who cares, right?
Yeah, that's
my point is, who cares?
Seriously, I mean, that's what you're worried about?
Yeah, you got beat.
I'd be worried about how I'm going to win the next game, not what happened. Okay,
who
fine.
cares
whatever.
if they ran a play on the last play of the game and got 4 yards?
I'm not a Denver. To me, Denver's just like Pittsburgh, being a Cleveland Brown fan. I mean, I hate them both. Yeah.
I like John Harbaugh's quote,
There could be a tidal wave come out of the 3 rivers that come together and suck both of these teams into the sewer.
Vic's old, and he's old school, and I like Vic Fangio, but, dude, come on. It happens all the time. It happens at the end of the year, too, especially when players need, like, certain amounts of yards or catches and things like that. It happens. That shit happens. It's not a big deal. They were, going to continue a record. What's the big deal?
Was Vic Fangio trying to give up the ball when he was at the end of the game, when he lost it to the the
Harbaugh quote was great.
Fangio.
After John Harbaugh heard about the Fangio quote, he's like, they threw a ball in the end zone. I'm not sure you can make a 16 point touchdown. Yeah. So like back and forth. And the crazy thing is,
are you playing or not?
Vic was on John Harbaugh's staff, so maybe there's some ill will from back in the day. He was on the Ravens staff for a while as defensive coordinator. Anyway, we got off track a little bit. Pittsburgh's -1. They lost in Green Bay. They got the opening touchdown. Their offense is an absolute disaster, if you ask me. They can't run the ball. They're struggling.
Ben's injured.
Ben's a statue.
Injury, hip injury.
I don't think Tom.
The run game doesn't
would Tomlin
work.
ever make a change? Even though The offensive line is bad enough that you need more mobility, and Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins provides that. But come on, he's been an icon. I mean, you're just going to – what are you going to do here? I mean, do you make that change? I don't think Tom will ever do it.
I don't think he makes the change. I believe they have a bye week before they play the Browns. That's when I would make the change. And, what are you going to put in? Mason?
Oh, shit.
The Browns'
obviously
favorite quarterback for the Steelers. Put him in, baby.
And the thing with Denver lost Bridgewater to a concussion. I don't think he's going to play. Drew Lock looked pretty good, and it was a neck-and-neck thing in the preseason who was going to be the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Bridgewater ended up being the call, but he's not playing, and Drew Lock kind of looked shitty against Baltimore.
Again, Denver's 3 wins were...
Giants, Jets, Jags.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Steelers on this one.
So am I. Tim, I'm with you. My brother-in-law and his daughters are huge Steelers fans. I'm with you on this one.
I apologize.
He has a right to be. He's from the Pittsburgh area, grew up that way. That's what happens. Dads influence children's beliefs. He's got daughters. They love football. All right, we're both on the Steelers -1, reluctantly somewhat, especially for Dan. All right, the next game on the board is Philadelphia. They travel to play Carolina. Philadelphia's 1-3. Carolina's the opposite record of 3-1. Carolina is a 4-point favorite in this game. The over-under on this game is 45. Philadelphia was hanging in that game with Kansas City. A fun game.
They were. That was a pretty good game. The highlights, yeah.
Do you know that Philadelphia got 3 touchdowns called back due to penalty?
Nice. My Pee Wee team had a touchdown call.
They ended up kicking field goals on all of them. They lost by 12 to the Chiefs, and that's 3 4-point plays, if you will, that called back by penalty. So I like their offense.
Our penalty was legit, though. It was clear.
You want to stop and talk about your?
No.
Let's talk about it. You want to talk about it?
No, it was bad. I'm not going to rail on a kid.
Are the Cardinals winning? 7 minutes back. Carolina's -4. We just mentioned Philadelphia. They lost at home to Kansas City. They lost by 12. The offense looked good. It's difficult to contain that Kansas City offense. They're really good. Carolina lost in Dallas. They had to lead 14-13 at the half, and then things kind of imploded. Darnold threw a couple of picks at Trayvon Diggs kid in his second-year Alabama.
Darnold being Darnold.
He's 5. I don't know. I mean, they're still a good team. There's a chance they get McCaffrey back this week as well, which is a big deal. I mean, I heard he practiced limited today. It's Wednesday, our traditional shoot date.
Ain't no way.
What do you think? Carolina -4 against Philadelphia.
Can their new toy play this week?
Oh, Gilmore? No, he can't. He's not allowed to because it wasn't a waivers thing. It was a trade thing.
So why can't he? Because of COVID?
No, it's because he was traded.
So why can't he?
I heard it today. I don't know exactly. I didn't read the article. I heard that Dan's mentioning Stephon Gilmore, who got released. Wait, today or yesterday? Like today, and got traded.
They said they were releasing him, but there were a certain amount of times.
You release him after a certain time, and then it doesn't
by
go
4
effective.
o'clock today. They traded him before 4 o'clock today.
You got it.
So
they put it out.
Why the hell can't he play if you traded him?
I don't know. I thought I heard he couldn't play. I mean, is that going to make your decision? He hasn't played all year.
Oh no! You know what? I think he's still hurt. From
No,
the article
I
that I read.
Oh, really?
I think
I
he
don't
is
know.
still injured.
I think he's maybe a week. I don't think he's playing this week. That's the bottom line. I think he's pretty close.
I don't know about this one because Philly.
I'll go first. I'm going to take the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. I like their offense. I like them to hang in. I like this to be kind of a back and forth game. I like them to get under that number. I think it's a field goal game. I'm on Philadelphia.
Going with Philly.
We're both on Philly in this game. Next game up, last of the 1 o'clock games, Tennessee and Jacks. All right, Tennessee's 2-2.
Who cares about the records? Let's talk about Ohio State grad Vrabel versus
Urban.
former Ohio State two-finger Urban Meyer.
All right, hold on. Let's do the line first. Tennessee travels south to play Jacksonville. It's not too far. I don't know what that is. 6, 7, 8 hours. I don't know what that is. But Tennessee's favored by 4 points in this game. Tennessee comes off a bad loss to the New York Jets. Once again, I mentioned they didn't have their playmakers. Dan didn't make too much of that. It's like, how the hell do you still not win? They're 2-2. Jacksonville's 0-4. Jacksonville lost. They were very game in Cincinnati against the Bengals.
Urban was very game in that bar.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal with me.
Hey, baby.
Urban Cowboy.
Yeah.
Dude, what? I mean,
seriously, you want to stay in Ohio? Okay, that's fine. That's your excuse.
Who doesn't fly home with their team? That's my
I
biggest
agree.
thing.
You're a freaking NFL coach that just signed a deal to make $10 million. Bring your freaking grandkids to your house for a month.
Right, you got
Seriously.
all the money in the world. And, I mean, he described the game as a heartbreaking loss. How do you not fly fucking home with your team?
Exactly, and if you want to go see
go,
your
hey, kid,
grandkids,
we were right
get
there.
on another flight and go back.
How are you not going up and down the aisle of the plane going, fuck, man, we were right there. We had this. We're going to fix this. We're going to win. I mean, how do you not do it? I'm out. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he wants to be the coach. I'm kind of surprised he survived this, frankly.
He's not going to survive it.
Shad Khan, obviously multi-billionaire oil fella.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's dead.
Who?
Car accident. Urban Meyer.
You're talking about?
Yeah.
He said Shad Khan's gonna whack him out.
I'm not saying him.
Shad Khan, I think, made the decision. I think that's why he's still there. We're talking a lot about this.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's going to be clauses in these coach or contracts anymore that if you act like an asshole.
I don't think Urban wants to be. I don't know if he wants to be there. I mean, I don't know if his players want him to be there. I mean, locker room's a big deal, and I don't know how
the
you
locker
lose
room's
it.
huge. And
I think how do you not lose the locker room with that?
But hey, all those guys have been in places before where shit like that happens. And if you're just honest and go, well, I had a few beers in me and shit, she was rubbing up on me. I'm like, what the fuck?
By the way,
shit
he's
happens.
Freaking married. I don't know his wife.
Well, he's married, but
he's
got to deal with that shit too.
That's a mess.
It's a disaster. Jacksonville's a disaster. Tennessee, I'm taking Tennessee. There's no freaking way. Vrabel laughs at his ass if they shake hands.
You think Vrabel will take it easy on him down the stretch
No.
if they're winning?
No.
Let's say they're beating.
He's an embarrassment to
think,
Ohio State, and so Vrabel's going to fucking pound him.
Do you really think that?
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know. I mean,
bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm gonna lay the points with Tennessee as well, but I fucking love Vrabel, and I think he's fantastic, and he's a very stand-up dude. I mean, and
Vrabel is, and he's more cut like from Tressel.
It's not like Vrabel played under Urban.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Urban
Urban has tarnished Ohio State's name.
I don't even know if he played under Tressel. Who was before Tressel? I don't even know. Vrabel's been out. You know, he played in National Football League forever.
Was it Cooper?
Oh, could have. I think it might. Damn, it might have been. I don't know. Somebody. That's why we need Keaton over this chair to look this shit up.
Yeah.
But it could have been. I don't think he has any allegiance to Urban. Maybe you embarrassed Ohio State, and he's gonna pound him. Is that what you think? That's what you think?
Absolutely. Your ass is in trouble.
We're with it. I'm with Dan.
Tennessee.
We're both on Tennessee -4.
Book it. Bang bang. 2 fingers.
Dan might like his elephant pick. We got to do that. We forgot about it last week. We're gonna 100% do it.
Yeah,
I haven't thought one bit about it.
Video, right? The other side.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
the 2 fingers. You didn't see your buddy McCaffrey?
Who's McCaffrey?
Who's the podcast dude? McAfee?
Oh, McAfee. Pat McAfee.
Yeah, there's another video of Urban with.
Are you ready for a beer? I need another beer.
With Urban doing some little finger action on her backside.
There's multiple videos that came out. It's hard to survive.
Pat McAfee, yeah.
I love Pat McAfee.
That's it, yeah.
I mean, he rolls very different than I do. He wears tank tops. I would never wear a fucking tank top in my life.
No, I'm not working on a car.
And he wears like a gold chain. I don't know if he's from West Virginia. He was a punter at West Virginia. He's a fun dude. I love his podcast. But I don't know. We're wildly off board in regards to this. And Dan's team's up next. And I'm pissed that I'm going to miss this game because my Bears play at 4 o'clock as well. But it's Cleveland at the Los Angeles Chargers. The 3-1 Cleveland Browns travel out to play the 3-1 Los Angeles Chargers. We talked briefly about, their win in Minnesota. The Chargers, they won on, Monday night against Vegas? They found a way to win, not find a way. They had an early lead. Raiders came back a little bit. They finished them off. They're a good football team. There's no two ways about it. Cleveland, they have an elite defense, if you ask me.
Defense is looking better, improving. Linebacker play, it looks better. Our linebackers are better than the Raiders. It's going to help out in the pass coverage. This game is really close. It scares me because that kid's been playing freaking lights out. I mean, that
Justin
Herbert kid has been freaking phenomenal. Baker, not so good last week.
Not so good the week against the Bears either, too. And I referred to the Browns defense as an elite defense. shutting down the Bears, which they did, and had 9 sacks against the Bears is one thing. The Minnesota offense isn't really a joke with Cousins, a veteran quarterback, and Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen, and Dalvin Cook, and this whole thing. And they went right down the field, and the Browns said, "We got to fix this." I don't know if Myles Garrett took his long sleeve shirt off or not after that drive, or he had it off the whole time. But they said, "Fuck off! You're not scoring again," and that's what happened.
Yeah.
They have an elite defense. Baker was, I heard, fairly atrocious.
Yeah, he was bad. Not as bad as Aaron Rodgers in week 1, but he was bad.
Is he worse because OBJ's there and he looks for him?
I can't answer
obviously
that,
his security blanket Landry isn't there, and Landry's out for what, another couple weeks?
The tight ends disappeared.
Yeah, Hooper,
they were, yeah.
Joku. We talk about Cleveland enough. The Chargers, Herbert looks fantastic. And they're a very balanced team. Their defense is good. They have playmakers on that defensive side, namely Derwin James and Nick Bosa, or is it Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, whichever Bosa. One of the damn Bosa brothers. They have players, really good players at every level of that defense. Dan, I'm assuming you're going with your Browns and they're going to find a way?
I'm taking the Browns because my mechanic traveled out there to go to this game.
Firestone Park?
Yeah.
No.
Left tonight. 8 o'clock flight.
No way.
Beating his buddy in Vegas. They're driving in for the game.
The game's in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they're driving from Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's a mess. I'm going. Dan, it's the only other garage that he visits besides mine, I believe. And it's his mechanic buddy. He talked about being part of that circle or something to that effect. I went there. I like what the hell is his name? Mark the mechanic. And I have 16-year-old boys who got new vehicles. We're gonna have some issues, I'm sure. I got to get back in Mark's good graces. I got to make an appearance there. The Los Angeles Chargers, once again, -1.5 in this game. I like the Chargers a lot in this game. I like the Browns football team. They were my pick to make it to the Super Bowl. But I'm a huge believer in this Chargers football team. And it's a long way out there, and Baker hasn't played well. He doesn't have a security blanket in Landry. I'm laying the 1.5. It's a short line with the Los Angeles Chargers. Next game on the board, Chicago Football Bears. They go to Las Vegas. Mark, you should probably check out that game instead because I think your Browns team's going to lose. Raiders are 5.5-point favorites in this game. The Raiders-Chargers game on Monday night, there were probably more Raiders fans than there were Chargers fans.
Oh, absolutely.
Their fan base is there. Obviously, they just moved to Las Vegas this year. I expect it to be a pro-Bear crowd because there's so many people who love the Bears in Vegas for this game. I think it's going to be a pro-Bear crowd. The Raiders are favored by 5.5.
Well, I expect there to be a lot of Browns fans at the L.A. game against the Chargers.
Why so?
Browns fans are everywhere, baby.
They are. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't disagree with that.
There's going to be a large Browns contingent at that game.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The game we're on.
Yeah, we're here, and
But the chart, they came from San Diego.
Dave makes a point. People are like the shitty Midwest, if you will. It's not shitty. I like living in the Midwest. Cleveland, Chicago, things like that. Wait, our team's playing out in Los Angeles? Wait, our team's playing out in Las Vegas? We're in.
I moved out here. Yeah,
we're in.
I can go see a Browns game. Hell yeah.
Let's go do some gambling. Let's go get some sun. Let's go have some drinks. Let's go root on our football team. I think it happens. I think it's going to be a pro-Bear crowd in Las Vegas. The Bears, I haven't even talked about them yet. They won against Detroit. They got some turnovers. The defense is playing well. Matt Nagy finally out today in press conference, it says Justin Fields our quarterback going forward. To quote,
previously you said it. Andy Dalton's job if he comes back from injury, and then the front office corrected him, meaning the owner.
Maybe. I'm such a homer. I watched the press conference this morning.
Is that old lady still around?
Watch your tongue.
Is she still there?
Virginia. Sweet Virginia. Yes, sweet Virginia.
And said, hey.
97-year-old Virginia McCaskey.
I'm going to use my cane and castrate you if you don't.
I listened to the Matt Nagy's podcast. His press conference today was, right around 1 o'clock or 12:30 or something like that. I was ready to be tuned in. And you know what he opens up with? Andy Dalton is 100% healthy. And there's a pause. And then he says, Justin Fields will be our starting quarterback going forward. To quote Jason Aldean, take the cover off the 68, let the horses sing. It's Justin Fields' era. Defense is playing well. We'll see what happens. Bill Lazor's calling the plays now for the Chicago Bears.
For the development of Justin Fields, Because I would fire Matt Nagy in a heartbeat. But after watching what happened to my Browns, you can't have turnover with a new quarterback.
Nagy's
there has to be some consistency.
Yeah, Nagy's going to be the coach going forward, and here's the whole issue. I mean, the Bears run through a gauntlet schedule coming up, and it includes the Packers. It includes the 49ers. It includes the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It includes the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think those are the next 5 games.
The Steelers?
But I understand. I mean, the weakest of the 5. But I mentioned those teams. They're pretty damn good teams. And they're going to go through some growing pains with Justin Fields. I mean, the opposite of what is with the Green Bay Packers, I think, is what is going to happen at the end of the year with the Chicago Bears. They're going to go to Justin Fields, 22, 23-year-old Justin Fields, and say, hey, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think Matt Nagy's a knucklehead? And do you want Bill Lazor as your play caller anymore? I think that's what's going to happen because he's the franchise. There's no two ways about it. And I think he's going to have a significant amount of say in regards to whether or not the regime changes.
You have to figure he's not a running quarterback. He can escape and get you a couple yards, but he's not a Lamar Jackson type of quarterback. It's not what he was. He didn't do that at Ohio State.
He's a pocket passer. With that being said, he runs a 4.4. I mean,
he's got
it's
mobility,
pretty awesome.
But that's
he does. He doesn't have the immediate top-end speed that you're talking about, a Vic or a Lamar Jackson. But no, he has plenty of escapability. I love the kid's potential. The Raiders, they were down 21-0. They got back to 21-14. They lost. I don't think their defense is tremendously difficult to deal with. The offense is pretty good. Derek Carr's been playing at a pretty good level. They're 5.5 in this game, Dan. You giving it?
No, I'm taking the Bears.
So am I. I like the Bear crowd there. I like the fact that Justin Fields, once again, has a full week of practice. I like the team rallying around him. I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears come out of this thing. I mean, that's me homering, I suppose. But I certainly like them under the 5.5 number. Next game on the board, we talked about in the opening Thursday night game, we talked about the NFC West playing each other. Here is San Francisco at Arizona. San Francisco's 2-2. Arizona is the only undefeated football team. I will take a beer. Or my drink. I think my drink might be in there. The Arizona Cardinals are the only undefeated football team in the National Football League, coming off a crazy impressive performance playing the Los Angeles Rams. We usually talked about the away team first, San Francisco. They lost at home to Seattle. There's a big question whether or not, Garoppolo went out of the game at the half with a calf strain or some bullshit. It looks like Trey Lance is playing this week. They go to Arizona. Arizona looks fantastic. Arizona's minus 5.5. Here's the deal. Their defense is pretty good. Their offense looked unstoppable last week. It's a week-to-week.
I'm afraid of this team because I'm afraid when the Browns play this team.
They got them on the board. So does the Bears. So the Bears have them on the board, too. What do you think here? Arizona's minus 5.5.
I'm going to go with Arizona because I think Jimmy G might be a little injured. And
he's not playing. I'm almost positive it's going to be Lance.
This is a bad game for him to start.
I agree. Hostile environment, on the road.
Divisional game. This is not set up for him to succeed at all.
I agree. I'm going to lay the 5.5. It's a pretty big number with two very good teams, even though the records don't necessarily, balance out. I'm going to lay the 5.5 as well. All right, next game on the board, New York Giants, NFC East game. New York Giants go play Dallas.
This is a 4 o'clock game. This is what I'll get to see on normal TV.
Goof, you're watching the Browns play on 4 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank God.
All right. The New York Giants here 1-3. They play the 3-1 Dallas Cowboys. The Giants win the game in New Orleans. First of all, Dallas is minus a full touchdown in this game, 7. Giants win a game in New Orleans out of nowhere, if you ask me. The bad New Orleans team showed up. Dallas, they won against Carolina. They were down by a point at the half. They got a couple of turnovers. Their offense, obviously, is loaded with playmakers. We know that. The defense has played so much better. So much better. Micah Parsons and the rest. Trayvon Diggs, who is a cornerback out of Alabama, it's his second year, leads the league in interceptions. 5. He got 2 last week.
Insane. That kid's insane.
He's played great. Dallas minus 7. What do you think?
Dallas. There's no way the Giants go in there and win.
No way. I finally saw that Cardavius Toney guy. Did you see some of the highlights in the Giants New Orleans game?
Yeah, a little bit.
Dude, he's tough, strong, not afraid to stiff arm, but his movement is ridiculous. How quick he is in and out of breaks and stop and start and things like that. I love seeing. I mean, maybe it spark plugs the Giants, but I'm going to lay it as well. I'm going to lay Dallas minus the 7 points. Great game, Sunday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills travel to Kansas City. Buffalo is coming off an absolute shellacking of Houston. Kansas City won in Philadelphia by 12 points. The line has been sold at the Chiefs minus 2.5. Obviously, we know all about Kansas City's offense. Their defense hasn't been exactly spectacular. Buffalo, very balanced team. They have 2 shutouts this year. I mean, they beat the Dolphins 35-0, and they beat Houston 40-0.
Yeah.
I'll take the lead on this game. I think the Bills are going to win. I think they're going to win.
I'm leaning to the Bills, but they need to establish the run because Kansas City's run defense is not good.
I'll buy that. By the way, the over-under in this game is 56. I mean, that's a lot of points.
Either.
The
56?
Offenses are great. I mean, it's hard to keep the Kansas City offense below 30 points. It's difficult to do it. It is. Regardless how good your defense is. I mean, they have so many different playmakers. And did you see the Mahomes throw you ever been to the arcade and play skee ball? I mean, it wasn't like an underhand pass. It was like he whipped the ball. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, it was literally he was playing skee ball and got the middle thing. I mean, he hit the guy for a touchdown on the skee ball play. I mean, it's hard to keep that. So I understand the over-under 56. Buffalo is so much better on defense than Kansas City is, though.
Oh, totally.
Well, who are you going to play? Who are you going to play?
Buffalo.
So am I. We're both on Buffalo. That was Sunday football. The Monday Night Football game, the Indianapolis Colts are 1-3. They go play the Ratbirds, as Dan refers to them as the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are a full touchdown favorite, -7. The over-under in this game is 47. Indianapolis comes off that win against Miami. I mean, I think we both picked Miami. I don't know if we both picked Miami or not.
Because they had a quarterback playing for Indy that had 2 twisted ankles. Who's picking that guy?
Yeah, I mean, their offense still, hasn't looked great. Their defense looked considerably better. Miami appears to be a little bit of a mess. Baltimore, they went into Denver. They took care of business. They kind of had control of the game. Marquise Brown, he had all those drops in that Minnesota game, but made some great plays, and he's among the receiving leaders. He looks like he may be, a 1 receiver. I mean, he's finally, I think this is his 3rd or 4th year, may look like a 1 receiver there. Baltimore's -7.
What happened to that Bateman kid from Minnesota?
I think he's back this week.
Is he back?
It's funny. My son plays fantasy football, and he said, I got Rashad Bateman on the team. You think I should play him? I'm like, I don't think he's playing. He goes, he's back this week. So I think he's back. That's Keaton, and I get some misinformation from my 16-year-old Keaton. But in any event, he's either back or he's very close in regards to this. We both like Bateman. We both loved him coming out of Minnesota. Yeah. They're -7 in this game. You gonna lay with the Ratbirds? You're gonna have some animosity.
I have to go with the Ratbirds in this one.
I think they're going to kill them.
Yeah, I'm not. Indy looks like a train wreck.
Yeah, train wreck I feel like is a little bit strong. The defense played better, and their defense was really good last year. Their defense hasn't shown much like, not quite like Washington, but their defense hasn't showed as much as it showed last year. I'm going to lay the full 7 points as well. We got elephant picks to come. We missed it last week. I'm not about to miss it. I haven't given one thought to this yet. I'm going to survey the board like Dan is right now to see who we like.
I like Dallas. I like Green Bay.
Who you got?
Green Bay.
Green Bay is Dan's elephant pick.
Do I get bonus points for that?
Why?
Does that count for my total?
What does that mean?
Like, is that move me up 5 points on the spread?
No, dude. We're not playing prices right. What
I'm
the
catching
fuck?
up to you, baby.
What the hell? What the hell does that mean? I'm going to go with Tennessee. I think the Jacksonville team is in turmoil.
Damn it!
I'm fearful that the Jacksonville team quits on Urban Meyer and there's a coaching change next week if they lay an incredible egg. If they're like,
shit,
this guy's not in
that one.
If you want it, you can have it.
No, I'll stay with
I'm Tennessee
Green Bay,
-4.
That's a good one.
You're Green Bay?
Green Bay over Cincy?
And I went the other way. I like the jungle. Who day? I like it. All right. We're almost done here. College football pick. Penn State goes to play Iowa at Kinnick Stadium.
Huge game, and that's like a 4:30 or 4
o'clock
start. Fantastic.
Go.
After my Pee Wee team kicks ass, I can see a real good football game.
That's good. I'm going to miss a big chunk of this. One of my sons plays soccer at 5 p.m.
Oh, yeah, 5 o'clock.
Penn State ranked 4th. They go to Kinnick to play the Iowa Hawkeyes, who are ranked 3. Line short. Iowa's -2. Both these teams are 5-0. They're on opposite sides of the Big Ten, East, West, I think they're called. Penn State's on Ohio State's side. Iowa's on the opposite. Both these teams are pretty good balanced teams. They both of them kind of struggle to run the ball, and I think it's going to be whoever makes the big play in the passing game wins this game. I don't know.
I've watched Iowa. I like Iowa. I've liked Iowa's team. I hate their colors, but I'm going with Iowa. I like Kirk Ferentz. He coached at the Browns.
They have a common opponent, which is Indiana, and Iowa kicked the shit out of them the opening week of the season. And then Penn State did it last week in prime time. So it's hard to tell. This is a tough one. I think Penn State's the better team. I think they're the more balanced team. You're on Iowa?
I'm on Iowa.
I'm on Penn State. That's been the entire week of the National Football League. That's been your bonus college football pick. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week to do it all over again. Go Cardinals!